The first of my core philosophies is for you to be you, just to show up and be your true, authentic self. Now, it sounds quite easy to say, doesn't it, when most of our lives we aren't really ourselves. We spend our time trying to be something that we're not. We keep comparing ourselves to everyone else. We don't feel good about who we are. We've always got this voice in our head that we're not good enough. But now is the time that I invite my clients who are at the end stage of their life to have this, oh, sod it moment. What have I got to lose? This is the rest of my life. I need to be me. I need to feel the freedom to just show up and be myself. Because if I don't, I'm going to spend the remainder of my life unfulfilled. I'm going to still please everyone else. I'm going to still follow what everyone else thinks is best for me. I'm not going to stop and listen to my heart and listen to my soul and go, what do I really want? How do I want the remainder of my life to look? This final act. How am I going to show up and be the author of this final stage, this journey, this unplanned journey that no one prepares for? If I was to sit down and just be silent and be me, how would I want this to look? What would I say? What would I do? Who would I say it to? If I'm not being me, I'm not going to be able to do that. That is the story I want to tell my clients. That is what I'm going to encourage them to do. Just be yourself. There's no one else here watching. It's just you. It's just me. It's your God if you've got a God. Just be you. What if you are enough? What if you are okay? What if you are lovable beyond anything you could have ever imagined? What if you felt self-respect and self-acceptance like you've never felt before? What would that feel like? You're showing up, warts and all, this is me. What does it matter what people think? Give yourself the gift. That's what I would say to them. Give yourself the gift to be free, to be you, to accept who you are, warts and all, everything. Now, in order to do that, sometimes we've got to go back and forgive ourselves. I'm going to encourage people to forgive themselves, to reconcile with themselves and with others, because if they don't have that reconciliation with themselves, they still won't accept themselves. So in this core philosophy, it's about looking at my life. Where am I still holding anger? Where am I still holding resentment? What is the kingpin that is stopping the flow in my life right now to stop me from being me? There's this story about how when all the logs flow down a river, they all flow beautifully until one kingpins, and that stops the rest of the logs flowing. And that's what anger and resentment does. That's what bitterness does. That's what lack of self-worth does. It stops everything else in our life flowing. When you straighten that kingpin, when you finally say, I'm just going to be me, my true authentic self, everything else will flow. And it will enable you to come to a place of acceptance of your final act, of your journey, to tidy up anything that is blocking that flow of you being you. I've got this saying that if you don't go within, then eventually you go without. That is part of this core philosophy of being your true authentic self. Sometimes, most of the time, you've got to dig deep. You've got to go as deep as you possibly can to pull out that core, to pull out whatever that, it's like a thorn, right? If you keep that thorn in your side or anywhere in your body, it's going to hurt every time it gets bumped. Anything could bump it. It could be a person. It could be anything. It could be the weather that bumps that thorn. Go within. Pull out that thorn. Be you. See that deep level of self-worth, that deep level of self-respect that is there. Pull out the thorn. Straighten the kingpins. Go within, because truly, Now is your time. If you don't go within, then you will go without during this unplanned journey, this final journey. And I encourage you to not be scared of what you're going to see. Yeah, you may feel like a bit of a rough diamond, but you know what's underneath a rough diamond is always a polished, beautiful stone. And that's what we all are, in fact. Every single one of us, every single human being that walks this earth has got a pure heart and a pure soul. We just don't see it, or we don't allow ourselves to see it. And we spend our entire lives searching around, searching for something else to help us to feel good about ourselves, searching for something else to help us feel worthy. Now, I'm going to invite you to go within, be excited about that journey, knowing that is what's going to set you free.